All right. What's up, boys? Okay. Just going through game plan for tomorrow. Okay. This is the starting lineup. Obviously, Mikey joining us today or joining us for the game on Sunday. That'll be great. Okay. As you can see, a little bit of changes, not much, obviously. People off the bench be ready to go. Diego, let me know how you're feeling later on when you see this. Obviously, I knew you had something going on with your foot, so I just want to make sure you're good to go. Um, and then everyone else, right? Okay, big game ahead of us. Okay, obviously a very, very good team, but at least watching them, I think we're gonna have moments to maybe expose them. Okay, it's obviously gonna be a very difficult game, the first place in our league, but I don't think they're invincibles. I think there's gonna be moments where we can play. I think there's gonna be a couple moments where we can potentially press them. Okay, let's talk about our build first. Okay, we'll be in red. First thing for me is this. Okay, the way they press with the two, so they'll bring their nine and their 10 out. Okay. If we get far enough away, guys, okay, it's going to be very difficult for them, okay, to get pressure on this person. So two other midfielders get higher up the field. Okay. So if we're in red, get higher up the field. Okay. Outside back, obviously high, high. Okay. Wingers in. Okay, leave this as a 4v2 as much as possible. I think how we start the game, boys, is we start with the one. Okay, our first build. So for Mikey, we'll go through all three in here for you. Okay, the boys will help you out with this first build. Okay, Joe or Yair will give it to you. Okay, he gets wide. Now it's a 3v2 with these two guys if they stay. Whichever one pressures, if you can go through that person, now we can break. That's awesome. Okay, obviously, if they stay this wide, we can find maybe Seb right away. Okay, and then maybe if they start, and then obviously, okay, if it's not on, say they start pressing, we can go long. Okay, so no worries. I think we start in this one. I think this one is going to be a good way to start. One way they might solve if we start building off them a little bit, if we get a little bit of successes, they're going to start bringing a midfielder here, okay, and now leave one of the deep midfielders available. Obviously, a long ball can go in, but it's still not guaranteed we're going to win that. Okay, that's when I think we start dropping off a player. Okay, now we'll see how they react. So, two different versions of that, Mikey. Okay, drop down. Okay, that means Sebs would come in, bang, bang. We're becoming more like a 3-4-3. So we look like that. Okay, biggest thing here is we got to get high, vacate. Okay, now we're looking for that space in between the center backs, or sorry, in between the two nines if we can. Okay, we want to hit these wings and go forward. Okay, so it gets into Seb. Seb advances. Okay, he picks a person to go at, forces one of them in. Now can we find our center back? Okay, and now can we get forwards, right, with a lot of space to go? Okay, be aggressive here, guys. We're gonna break this. If we do this correctly, and we get you in front here, be aggressive. Doesn't mean that you dribble on your own, but can we find Cade going in behind? Cade, I noticed in the last game, you'll see in the film. Okay, you did a good job of dropping down and receiving, which is great. But obviously, for you, as somebody who's quick and we want in behind, less of these runs. Good if you can do them. Once you lay off the ball, say the ball goes into you, Cade, lay off the ball, look to run into behind, right? We want you getting on runs and behind. So don't focus too much on getting in underneath every single time. And if you are, you have to have some type of overlapping run to get in behind now. Okay. Same thing here. Outside backs, we want you to get in. Wingers, you can drop inside. Okay. So now what that might do is outside back might follow whoever it is. Okay. If this person doesn't follow, we have a free player running in behind them. Okay. So look for our outside backs in these moments. Okay. Even if they're maybe not completely free, let's get them facing their own goal. Okay. They're going to try to put a lot of pressure on us. Let's keep them facing their goal. Okay. Let's get into their half. Let's take the pressure off us every once in a while. Okay. So play as much as we can, but don't be afraid to put it in behind them. Next one. Okay, we might do a shift. Okay, and so instead of Seb dropping down, now what's going to happen is since this is Buddy out here, Buddy's going to drop down, become the three. Joe becomes the center. So Buddy becomes there. Okay, Yair comes out wide like that. Okay, Joe's here. Perfect with the. Now we give Joe the ball. It's still the same shape. So now in this, Eddie, okay, Eddie, you'll be the person who now goes wide. Okay, we still create that 3-4-3 type of position. And obviously, guys, we're just going to be man to man into the midfield because if they step out the nine, okay, that's how we're going to look. Okay, in both situations, it's going to be somewhat of a 3-4-3. Okay, we want to create a numbers advantage here and then hopefully get either the center back or the wide center backs free going forwards where they've broken the line here. So now we can create a numbers overload. And then guys, once again, be aggressive, look to get in behind them. They're not great in transition. Okay, they don't want to play defense. They're not. Okay, so end of the day, okay, can we challenge them to play it, be a little bit more honest? Okay, in terms of our press, okay, let's just switch over. Okay, so now they're red, we're blue. Okay, they start a little more drop down. They don't start as high as us. Okay, they'll still have the same idea. They'll have their players here. Okay, give them a 10. Okay, pretty standard build from them. Nothing too crazy. They are very good players. Okay, so obviously they're going to be able to break us down at times. Okay, we're sometimes we're just gonna have to drop off. If our press gets broken, we drop and we recover. Okay, big key thing here is we probably want to shield from going to the left center back. The left center back likes to drive. So he's going to want to drive at people. The right center back, he's number five. He, at least on the film, he didn't look like he wanted to drive too much. He wants to distribute. Okay, and he's a good distributor, but he doesn't want to drive. So we want to let him get the ball and shield and now drive this way, Cade. Now, if we can keep him in here, he's probably not going to drive too much. If he does, the 10 might have to step out and support. Okay. But in this moment, okay, we're actually okay. Okay. Because he's going to try to pick out a pass. And if we're like this, and then obviously our winger's getting a little bit more in here, okay, maybe we could press the center back. We're still central here, blocking the lane, but being able to press here. We're in a good shape to deal with the problem. Okay. If they do get it over, and this guy does want to drive, that's when the 10 has to start stepping out. Cade, you have to get back into the midfielder. That's how we'll deal with that situation. Okay, so it's not so much running for Cade. So Cade drops into the six. So remember, you still have to get to the midfielder, Cade. And then obviously, Eddie, you would step out. Okay, and obviously, once again, guys, if they end up going back around, that's totally fine for us because this guy doesn't usually want to drive. So now Cade can step out, block the lane again, Eddie, just got to make your way back over again. And now we're still in an okay shape again. Other than that, boys, there's not much else I want to talk about. Obviously, you guys know it's going to be a game where we're probably going to have to defend a lot. Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, I think you guys have been doing a good job for the most part in how we defend. Okay, making sure we don't leave our outside backs uh, uh, exposed 1v1. Wingers, you're going to have to drop down and support. Okay, and then other than that, guys, hey, being ready to get in behind them. Don't forget what kind of team we are. We've been playing really good stuff in terms of our possession, but don't be afraid to get in behind them. I'll show only one clip, but if you guys want to look through their actual full game versus LA Surf, you'll see they are really exposed on the transition. I just want to show you just a few clips. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, first clip. All right, first clip. Okay, talking about their build a little bit. Okay, once again, it's going to go in. So big number five right here. Once again, he doesn't seem like someone who wants to drive at the team. He wants to get the ball and pass it. Okay, so we still want to be able to put a little bit of pressure, but we don't want him going into the left center back, guys. So as much as possible, we'll let him have the ball a little bit. you see he doesn't really want to drive. He kind of extends, but he doesn't really drive, guys. Okay, so that's going to be okay for us. Once again, if we go back a little bit, okay, what you'll see is this is a midfielder, okay, and he just steps out and an outside back comes out. Okay, so the biggest thing here is if that's a midfielder that comes out, right, guys, just track. So Chimino, this would be your side. Chimino, you have to track this outside back who's right here in the orange boots. Okay. And then whoever it would be, maybe Eddie, maybe Xavi, Seb, you follow your player who steps out. So you see he steps out. So whoever that would be, Xavi or Seb, when it comes to that, you would step out with this player still in press. We would track the runners. Okay. LA Surf actually did an all right job there. Once again, you see he doesn't really want to drive, guys. He just wants to give it off. Okay. So as much as possible, let's keep him on that side. Okay. Just want to show how they set up a little bit on their goal kicks, or sorry, our goal kicks. As you can see, boys, LA Surf is going to go long here, but you can see it. One, two, three, four. They look like a 4-4-2. This person's getting back onto this person. Okay, so they're going to look like a 4-4-2. So, especially in the first few goes of it, guys, we want to go the first build where we don't bring anyone in. Okay, we go with our normal three, so Joe, Mikey, and Yair. Okay, and get Seb in this pocket right here and see if they mark him. Because if they don't, it should be a 4v2 and we should be able to find a way out. Okay, and then we can go forwards. If they do start bringing someone in, if it's clearly on the go long, great. But if not, we can use one of the drop down or the shift to now create a numbers advantage again. Okay, so just finding ways to create a number. We'll let it play out a little bit. They just ended up going long. Okay, fine. Great, they won it back. But hey, going long is not necessarily the end of the world either, guys. Okay, if they send numbers, if they commit numbers eventually, maybe we get a little bit of success and they start sending numbers. Let's trust in Cade to win a couple balls. Okay, especially on our goal kicks, guys. If we do that, making sure we stay narrow if we are going to go long. And hey, can we hit it into Cade? Probably on his head. Because guess what? We can have one winger drop down, one winger drive inside. Okay. And then obviously we can start getting higher once we do that. Okay. So get narrow and let's go win the ball. Get numbers in one area. And even the 10 can be here. So maybe even the not 10 stays underneath. These guys are running in behind once the flick on happens. Okay. Last clip I want to do in this video. Okay. I don't want to do too much in this one. I just want to show a little bit more. Okay, they try a lot of balls in, so they'll try balls from these deep areas. So Mikey, be ready. They will try balls from here, so be ready to come and intercept. Okay, center backs, be ready. They will try these diagonals in. Okay, this is where I want to show you on the transition. So Mikey, this is a good opportunity for you. Right now, technically 1-2 versus 1-2-3, potentially. Okay, if this person sprints. They're not big on transitioning back, guys. As you can see here, even this is okay, but there was a couple in this game that were even worse than this, meaning their transition is not great, meaning if we can get a ball in behind them and Cade's fast, we could really hurt them, guys. So don't be afraid to look in behind them. Okay, so Mikey, you get the ball. If you see a moment to counter, okay, go straight into Cade, be a little direct. Great. Okay, because there's going to be moments to do it. Okay, and obviously they end up handling this. Okay, but that could have been if it lands to whoever this is and they're running, it could have been a 2v2, maybe even like a 3v3 to goal, and that's a good situation for us. Okay, so looking for those moments. Okay, that's all I want to talk about on this video. Okay, the first half versus LA Bulls, I've already broke it down and recorded. Okay, it's still processing through YouTube. Okay, so whenever that comes out, I'll let you guys know. Okay, other than that, boys, okay, make sure you're resting up. Big game this weekend. It's technically our last game, official game of the season, so let's go out on a high note. All right, boys, see you on Sunday.